Assalamu alaikum people, how are you all doing? Right now you can see a deck of cards, a very thick boy we have right in front of us, and what sets this deck of cards apart from everything else, I designed this and printed them myself, and I am very excited about it, and we're gonna share it together this moment of opening this amazing thing. First, a little context. As you all know, I live in Pakistan and there just isn't availability of your favorite card games and board games whenever you want, and you have to go through the online channels, which is a very dumb idea in this economy because it seriously costs an arm and a leg, and even I wouldn't oodle out such an amount of money for a card game, even if it's a miniature based card or board game. So I went to the next best thing, and that is print and play. Now, as the name suggests, these are games that have been made by their creators and made available to the general public for free online. You can go and download their rules and their assets or whatever you have, and you can download them, you can get them printed, and you can have a very good time. I super appreciate all of those developers, those designers, those creators who actually put the effort on coming up with these games and then putting them online for free for the general public to have fun, have a good time with. I really appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work, and this is kind of like an honor to those people. So with that said, without further ado, let's just go ahead and open this up, and then I will explain what this game is actually about and who designed it and everything, and how I actually redesigned it, and we're gonna get into all of the good stuff. Let's go. Get out of there, come on. Okay, so with that whole plastic situation under control, with no use by my cutter, we finally get Dark Souls Loot the Loop, and I have to say the printer did an amazing job in printing these cards. Check that sound out, it is really hard stock, and I am very excited about it. Wow man, just marvel at the beauty right in front of you. I don't know what I was expecting, but I am super happy that I actually went with a very good printer and got these professionally printed, because like I said, the printer has done an amazing job. You can actually see the shine in the cards. Now, for those of you who actually don't know what Dark Souls Loot the Loop is, of course you don't know, because this is something that I have rethemed an existing game myself. Now, Loot the Loop is a game by a person called Wilhelm Su. It is part of his Isaldu series, and this is a free print to play game. Only its rules are available online, because this game is actually played with a regular deck of cards. Now, over on Board Game Geeks, there is a person whose name eludes me at the moment, who has actually used some of the assets provided free by Grey Gnome Games. He has used some of the free assets and made a fantasy themed deck for Loot the Loop, and that gave me the idea. So I went to the Grey Gnome Games website, and I found out that they have a lot of free assets. So I thought, why not take all of those assets and actually convert this very interesting looking game that I have never played actually before into one of my favorite fantasy universes of all time, which is of course Dark Souls. So I got to work. I downloaded all of those images. I came up with these frame designs and those circles. Each circle represents a different color, represents something else. Like for these enemies, the circle has a skull and the ring is white, while the other cards, the regular cards, they have a golden ring with numbers in them. And then we have the treasure cards, which have red rings with symbols in them. And lastly, we have this card, which represents nothing and is the equivalent of the Joker card from a regular deck of cards. So anyway, I just went there, downloaded all of these assets, and then just gave all of those assets names that corresponded to me personally, what they represented most from the world of Dark Souls. Now obviously this city card doesn't actually look entirely like Anor Londo, but hey man, it kind of looks like very nice. Now this was a female character warrior card, so I gave her the name of Lucatail of Mera, one of my favorite characters from Dark Souls 2. And I did a little bit of changing in the artwork for some of the cards. Like for this particular card, I actually gave this lady a longer hat to correspond more closely to how Lucatail actually looks like in the original Dark Souls 2 character. And with this old man, which I named Slave Knight Gale, I converted his staff into an executioner blade. So he looks more like the old man Slave Knight Gale from Dark Souls 3. And now we have Princess Dusk, who I designed entirely myself with the background with the existing assets from Grey Gnome Games, and I just wanted to have Princess Dusk of Ulasil in there because she is also one of my favorite characters. And this entire deck is filled to the brim with all of these artworks from from the Grey Gnome Games, and I have gave them corresponding names. I'm just rambling at this point because I'm seriously super excited on how these cards came out. And from what I have seen of this game actually online on YouTube, this is a very simple but at the same time very exciting and very fun game to actually go through, and I just can't wait to go through it, especially now since I have a deck of cards with my favorite universe attached to it. So that's pretty much the entire video. If you liked it, obviously please do consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and obviously comment down the video if you want to know if you can get these cards yourselves. I can upload the files over on Board Game Geeks once I get in touch with them, because I don't think there should be a problem. This is a free print to play game with only the rule set available, so I have only made a deck of cards with existing free assets from a company which I am using to play these rules for Loot the Loop. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like to get your hands on these cards. I can upload the files, you can get them printed yourself and have a good time with it and all that good stuff. So very happy. Some of the best money I've ever spent on print and play, and yeah, there are a couple of other games already in the pipeline for me personally who I'm gonna convert them or retheme them into Dark Souls, and I seriously can't wait for that. With that said, please stay safe, stay cool, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.